Yes, Donkey of the Day for Monday, January 28th goes to Frank Ocean. Now, if you haven't heard, Frank Ocean and Chris Brown were involved in a sword fight of epic proportions last night. Angela Yee, tell us what happened.
Well, there was a situation at the studio, and apparently, they don't get along already. They had a Twitter fight previously. Now, Chris Brown was trying to leave the studio. Frank Ocean blocked him from exiting and told him, "This is my studio. This is my parking spot." They said that Chris Brown then pushed Frank Ocean, and that's when the brawl did start.
Okay, so Frank Ocean was the instigator, the aggressor. Now, don't get me wrong. I love an aggressive gay man simply because it's this misconception that gay men are punks. So I like when gay guys do gangster things. One of my favorite pastimes is watching gay men beat up straight men on World Star. I like to hear these kind of stories, but not when it comes from you, Frank Ocean, not in this situation. Forget whatever situation you and Chris Brown had in the past. It was quite petty of you to start a fight. Chris was trying to make peace with you by offering to shake your hand, and you swing on him. Your guy swung first, you swung first, and then Frank Ocean, you got the nerve to tweet out that you got jumped by Chris Brown and his people. When everybody that witnessed it clearly said you started it. Like, damn, Frank, you can't be inviting guys to swim in your ocean, and then when they dive in, you act like they wasn't invited. You wanted that fade. Thank God you didn't press charges, but I'm sure the only reason you didn't press charges is because they wouldn't let you share the same cell with C Breezy. Now, Frank, this is why you getting my donkey today. Oh, you gonna get this donkey, Frank.
Oh, he'll take it.
The reason you tweeted out that Chris Brown and his people jumped you is because you know people would believe it. You was trying to make sure you didn't get in any trouble because you know you started it, so you tried to use Chris Brown's reputation against him by saying he jumped you. That's not cool, Frank, because next thing you know, the media will be spinning this to say Chris Brown is homophobic and he attacked you because you were gay. And then you will have gay rights organizations protesting Chris Brown. And you already have women's rights groups protesting Chris Brown. They don't like Chris because of the beats he put on Riri. So you add on a gay rights organization getting at him now and women's rights. With that, it's over for Chris Brown in this business. You're trying to stop that man's career, his livelihood, by saying that he instigated a crime that you clearly started. And for that, Frank Ocean, you get the biggest hee-haw. Now, I like Chris Brown. I think he suffered enough. We have to stop crucifying this guy. So we have actual audio of the fight that proves Chris Brown did not instigate this fight and that Frank Ocean and his people were the aggressors. Let's hear it.
I will smack the shit out of you. I will. I smack your ass and I will. You talk a little bit too much. Too much. Too much.
Let's go.
Damn.
That's abuse.
Frank Ocean.
Was that slaps? Was he slapping?
Open hand slaps.
Oh, my God.
Frank Ocean put
Sound
the
like he was
beats
clapping at it
on Chris Brown.
That was abuse.
The Breakfast Club.
Power 105.1.